on how competitive the market over here is, I applied for 165 applications in the first 90 days, and I got 0 interview calls.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Immigrant, where you get to know about different career options from the students and professionals who share their experience with those of you who are planning to study or work in Canada. Today's video is about a journey of securing a full-time job when you move to a different country as an immigrant, whether it's being on PR, student visa or work permit. And so we have Soumya, who has already been on my channel before, and today we will be sharing some of the struggles, challenges and roadblocks that came along the way before he finally got hired for the full-time role without any Canadian work experience or education. And also, being an HR professional, he will be sharing some of the tips and techniques that can help you ease up your job hunting process in Canada. So make sure you watch it till the end. And there's one more thing that I would like to mention is that this video is completely based on Soumya's personal experience. Yours could be totally different. This is not to discourage anyone, it's just to give you guys a reality check, especially during these uncertain times that we're all going through. Having said that, without any further ado, let's begin. And as you mentioned in the other videos that you came as a PR without any Canadian work experience or education. So now the $1,000,000 question is how you were able to land your first job. If you can share some of the challenges, because I mean, if you see it in a way, it's one of the biggest concern if you're as an immigrant, if you're moving to a new country, which makes sense because you're not pretty sure, right? You can take a lot of information from internet, but when you're actually there, then it's a whole lot of different story, right? So if you can share some of your challenges, which will definitely help people to give them a real picture of how it is when you come with with an experience like yourself, being a professional. So some of the challenges that you face, that will definitely help a lot of people. If you can share some of your personal experience.
Okay, so I'll share my personal experience, and it's upon the listener to take on and grab on the challenges that I think should be a homework for the listener also. So as a listener, you can jot down all the challenges which I faced. You will be really very easily be able to jot it down and then see what changes I made in my job search strategy to be successful over here. So there are two ways to get job over here, as many people would already follow a lot of advice on LinkedIn. One is networking and one is applying for jobs. So before going to that, I landed in Canada on 26th of Feb 2020, and I started to apply for jobs like dead straight away. I was very confident, I was energetic, and yes, with less patience. I would say now I had a lot of less patience in this 1 year. I have matured a lot. So I applied for jobs and I got a call from a really big retailer, really big box retailer, for the role of a human resource business partner, which was almost the same title which I held back in my home country. Then COVID happened. And then after COVID, that interview process was cancelled. I reached the last round, but then that interview process was cancelled because the store was closed for the next indefinite time. So it was completely up to them. And mind you, that was a 5 pages resume, and not very properly formatted as per the Canadian format. So I'm not encouraging anyone to have a 5-page resume, first of all. So what I'm encouraging everyone is that there is no Canadian format. You will hear it again and again from a lot of people, and trust me, I am in touch with a lot of recruiters. I'm myself receiving a lot of applications, and there is no Canadian format. You just have to ensure that you are not using any graphics or any text boxes or any tables or any graphics or any pictures in your resume. Unfortunately, the ATS is not able to completely read through your resume if you include all of these elements in your resume. So please ensure that you are not including all of this stuff in your resume. Then make your resume relevant to the job profile which you're applying for. If the resume says that it needs 5 years of experience as HR generalist, make sure that you have experience of 5 years as HR generalist. If you have 5 years of HR experience, probably your application is going to be turned down. If you have 5 years of HR generalist experience, that too at least, please go and apply for it. It's not about applying for a lot of jobs. It's about applying for the one you fit. Let me give an example. So after COVID, let me go back to my original story. So after COVID, I got to know that everything is shutting down. I won't get a reply from anyone. To give you a perspective, on 13th of March, if I'm right, WHO declared COVID as a global pandemic. By 15th of March, I was able to see around 150 openings in human resources. On 16th of March, they got reduced to 15.
Wow.
Just 1/10. That's what a day does to you in India. In Canada, especially post-COVID. And I was there for around 15 days, and I was like, what is happening? So I took 2 to 3 days, then formulated a strategy that I would start to work as a cashier at any of the grocery store which is still open, which is considered as an essential store to be open. So I applied for a cashier job, got selected as a cashier, and then I worked as a cashier in the second shift. So what I used to do was I used to go in my shift after making all the food and everything. That is a big thing which all the immigrants should know of. If you are in habit of maid, please get out of it. Either practice it back at home. Fire your maid. I'm sorry maids, fellow maids, I'm really very sorry, but then please let go of them and do all of your by yourself. If you're already doing all of your work by yourself, then congratulations, you would be an easy fit over here. Everything you'll have to do will be by yourself. You'll be basically on your own. There will be people who will help you professionally, but nobody would come down to your home and would help you on personal basis. No,
Right.
That's not happening. So I used to cook, and then I never used to cook. I learned cooking during this COVID phase, and then I used to go to my part-time job. Used to come in the night at around 10:30, have my dinner, and then after that, for the next 2 hours, I used to shortlist which jobs I will apply to. Then I went to sleep. In the morning, with the fresh frame of mind, I applied for all the jobs, and then again to the household work, and then to the job again. So that's how I used to churn it out. To give you numbers, to give everyone numbers and the seriousness of it on how competitive the market over here is, I applied for 165 applications in the first 90 days, and I got 0 interview calls. After that, I changed my resume. I changed a lot of things in my resume. I took a lot of opinions, a lot of guidance from my network and from the people whom I met over here. The only problem is that people do give a lot of advice, but that advice is mixed with facts and opinions. So you should be smart enough to hear to everyone, but then filter out the opinions and just concentrate on facts. Now, this is going to take some time, because the more people you talk to, the more versions of your resume you will have.
Exactly.
You talk to 1,000 people, you will have 2,000 different resumes, right? So that's why listen to everyone and then separate the facts and separate the facts from the opinions, and then move ahead. After that, over the course of next 60 days, I applied for around 115 jobs, and I got 5 interview calls. In those 5 interview calls, I was rejected in the first initial screening call in 1, and in the rest 4, I was rejected in the hiring manager round. Now, I felt dejected after that. It was almost 5 months to 6 months in post-COVID era. I was working as a cashier, which I never thought I would. I was working at a really good position back at home, back from the country where I come from, and I could have easily been a senior management employee within the next 1 year. The choice was mine to come over here, and then I was like, Soumya, own up to your own stuff, own up to yourself. You deserve it, and you at least owe it to yourself, if not to anyone else.
Right.
So I So I gave myself a deadline that I wait for 15th of October. If I don't have anything, then I would probably celebrate Diwali back home, right? So it was a hard decision, but then yes, we have to take. And people sometimes things click due to a deadline being put, right? After that, it was September, if I believe, if I'm correct, and I applied for 15 jobs, and I got 8 interview calls. Obviously, at that point of time, some bit of market was opening, but then I did a lot of change in my resume, and then I went back to the drawing board, especially when I was rejected by 4 hiring manager rounds. I prepared for all the behavioral questions. So the Canadian government does a really very good thing. They offer some immigration centers. They have some immigration centers which give some training to people in terms of what all are the behavioral questions which can be asked. So I took up a list from them, and then prepared answers for each and every question, and then practice them a lot. As I said in my previous video, that business communication is really crucial over here, because you will be competing with people who have Canadian experience, people who have Canadian origin, and it would be very difficult for you. So suppose in any job application, there are if there in any job, against any job advertisement, there will be at least 200 applications. A recruiter will shortlist and call maximum 15 people, if not 10. And if you fumble in any of the answers, or if the answers are not up to the mark, they will simply reject you. They are brutal. I get them. They have to screen through 200 applications and then forward the best 5 or best 3 to the next person, whether it be the hiring manager or the VP. But then from our end, we should be very thoroughly prepared with almost everything. And you'll have to do a lot of hard work. You'll have to do a lot of self-criticism. You'll have to do a lot of conversation with yourself on how you can improve, and then only you can improve. And a lot of suppressing of your own ego. You'll have to be very open-minded over here. After that, after I got 8 calls, I was rejected in one of the calls, in one of the interviews in the hiring manager round. And I reached the next round, or almost the final round, the second, semi-final, or I would say semi-final, because it was a VP level round, in 7 of the interviews. Again, I was dejected, frustrated, but then I didn't lose hope. So it's a game of patience at the end of the day, and about mental strength, how badly you want to achieve it. And desperation is not a qualification. You'll have to be very strategic in a job search. You have to target and select which job title you would go for. I know the immigrant mentality. I was there 1 year ago in that very same mentality. Okay, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. It's an HR generalist role, let's apply for it. Senior HR generalist, let's apply for it. HR coordinator, let's apply for it. HR administrator, let's apply for it. I used to apply for every job, which means I was not focused, right? And never ever apply for 2 jobs in the same company before withdrawing your previous application, because in ATS it can be very easily seen that this is a repetitive candidate, and it is very clearly mentioned that this candidate applied for some X role 2 months ago, and this person is applying for a Y role 2 months after. It really doesn't show good. It is not a razor sharp thing. So one of the job search strategies which I adopted was to go after only one kind of a role, which primarily was HR generalist for me, which I thought would be more apt for me, because I would still have to learn a lot of things which pertain to the Canadian working thing, how they work. And I just love and like the way they work, prioritize things, and then take care of everyone else. There comes a moment where you are sitting in your first interview. Your first interview is with the CEO of an organization. It was really hard for me to believe it. But then I had a really good conversation with the CEO, and I eventually ended up getting a job.
Alright guys, that's all for today. Give this video a thumbs up if you find it helpful. Subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Comment below for any questions or topic you would like me to cover in my upcoming video. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you guys all the best. Stay safe, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next one.
It's a game of patience at the end of the day, and about mental strength, how badly you want to achieve it. And desperation is not a qualification.